Hey guys, this is Dad&Son DIY, and today we're going to be showing you how we were able to salvage the wood flooring that we ripped out of our basement by installing it in our bedroom upstairs. Our plan is to install new hardwood flooring in our basement, but that's an upcoming project, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Until then, let's get into the video. As you can see here, this is what our basement looks like. The kitchen area has engineered wood flooring, and the rest of the area has carpet. We began the removal process by taking out the quarter round molding, going around the hardwood using a pry-bar and a flexible putty knife. After that, we measured and marked the width of the bedroom with a pencil and straight edge. Our floor is floating on top of the concrete with a layer of underlayment in between, so we carefully set the depth of our circular saw to the exact thickness of the flooring and cut it along the line. After that, we marked out our next cuts in the lengthwise direction using tape on the joints of the wood and cut them along a straight edge. We used an oscillating multi-tool to finish off the cuts by the wall. We then removed the appliances from the kitchen and used the multi-tool to cut the boards right up against the kitchen cabinets. It was then when we realized it was pretty easy to snap the boards right along the seams, leaving the tongues and grooves intact, so cutting them with the circular saw probably wasn't necessary. Once we had the basement flooring disassembled, we went up to the bedroom and took out the carpet. Then we removed the tack strips with the pry-bar and ripped out the padding. After that, we brought in one of our panels to make sure it fit in the room, then laid down the underlayment, reusing the stuff from the basement. We decided to float the flooring in the bedroom because it's a really easy process, but looking back on it, it probably would have been better to glue or nail them down instead. For our first board, we had to cut out notches in the door frame. We measured and marked them out, then used a jigsaw to cut them. We chose to glue the first board down to the subfloor instead of floating it because we wanted the flooring to be solidly attached to the pre-installed hardwood and there wasn't a tongue to receive the new piece. We used some tape to hold the board tightly against the older flooring and the transition turned out great. After that, we kept building off of the first board, using glue in between the joints to hold them together and cutting the boards to length with the miter saw when needed. After we were out of the entryway, we laid down some underlayment and could install our first full panel. We applied a bead of glue and gently tapped it into place with the mallet. Then we laid down some tape to hold the boards together while the glue dried. We brought in the next panel from our basement and repeated the process. This time we didn't have a tongue and groove because we cut the panel with the circular saw, so we applied a lot of glue in between the joint and used some weights to align the boards while the glue dried. On our last panel against the wall, we measured and marked out a hole for the vent grill and cut it out using the multi-tool. Going back to the closet area, we finished the floor installation like before. We then installed the closet doors back on. Then we cut and installed the 1/4 round molding to cover all the gaps, finishing off the project in the bedroom. As you can see, this is the final result. The wood ended up looking really good, and we were especially glad we were able to repurpose it instead of letting the floor go to waste. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and to subscribe, and we'll see you all on part 2 where we redo the floors in our basement.